Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. We are off to Lisbon for today's daily challenge, where we will start with a motorway and none of the destinations will become circles, which means they should be easier to manage, but also the score will probably be low. That sounds about right. Not the best, not the worst. It should, generally speaking, be fine. Oh, big stretch. Oh, God. Hear ye. Let the record show that this viewer was here first. Sunflare Space was here first. Good afternoon, Sunny. I hope you are doing well. Not that often we get to hear the actual redeem. It's a game of chicken, essentially. If you think you have a chance to redeem first, do you want to wait and see if maybe you can get it with get the actual sound effect, or do you just want to pop it on the starting soon screen? That is the decision that everyone must make. It is a game that we have created among ourselves, and it's fun, kinda, sorta, sure. We'll go with fun. This yellow business here has kinda interfered with things, but it's all right. We'll build this little road here, avoid this tree while we can. There's no reason to destroy nature if we don't have to destroy nature. It just makes the road a little wiggly. It adds character. This is Forest View Lane we're going down here. We can increase the property values exponentially just by maintaining the presence of this tree. It's fine. Everything's fine. Now then. Oh, God. Ow. Back hurts. Neck hurts. Both of those things are true. And I just turned my shoulder and popped my skull. It's weird, but you know what? It's fine. We're going to get through it. Sunny is still sleepy and in a slightly weird sleep pattern on account of having visited the US and gotten all time fucky, which, listen, it happens. But you'll get over it. It'll be fine. You are alive. You are here. That is what counts. That is what matters. Speaking of alive, a team that is still alive in the Major League Baseball postseason is the New York Mets. And I have not really talked about this much on stream, but over particularly this season, although it started a couple of seasons ago, I've kind of become a Mets fan, sort of semi-accidentally. So, no surprises here. I was born and raised in New England. I still happen to live in Western Massachusetts. We're going to take 40 road tiles right here. That'll probably set us up on road tiles for the rest of the episode, map, whatever. We'll take 40 road tiles. It'll be fine. So I live in Massachusetts. I've been a Red Sox fan. And as we've discussed in some detail, the Red Sox have decided that they just don't fucking feel like trying to win baseball games as hard as they can no more. From an organizational standpoint, the Red Sox philosophy is, yeah, it would be nice if we win, but I'm not eating into Mr. Henry's profit margin. Are you kidding? We have a strict budget to maintain, and that strict budget is far less than the value by which ownership of the Boston Red Sox increases in value every single year. Yeah, John Henry could turn around and sell the Red Sox for $4 billion if he wanted to. Is that an overstatement or an understatement? I think that might be an understatement. Yeah, John Henry could turn around and sell the Red Sox for $6 billion if he wanted to. But it's very important that we don't pay as much as, say, the Los Angeles Dodgers do for the privilege of having the best baseball players on our team. In fact, it's very important for reasons we won't bother telling you, you stupid Ruby Mark fan, that we actually trade our very best players to the Los Angeles Dodgers, including the best player we've developed as an organization since literally Ted Williams. I'm not exaggerating that in any way. The Red Sox, here's a true thing that happened. This is a true, factual statement. The Red Sox, I believe, drafted this guy. I believe they drafted this guy, right? Yeah. So the Red Sox drafted this baseball player in 2011. He was a second baseman, named Marcus Betts. Turns out he has a nickname. His family calls him Mookie. Okay? So the Red Sox draft this guy named Mookie Betts in 2011. He turns out to be the best player the Red Sox organization has drafted and developed since Ted Williams, who, if you don't know, is like the least generous read is that Ted Williams is a top 5 best player in Red Sox history. He is on the very short list of best, most talented pure hitters in the history of baseball. If you wanted to hold the belief that Ted Williams was the best player in Red Sox history, I would disagree, but I wouldn't argue. You know, that kind of dude, right? Mookie Betts is the best player the Red Sox system has developed start to finish since that guy. Okay? There have been baseball players that the Red Sox have had who are better than Mookie Betts. There are very few of them. Like, the argument that Mookie Betts isn't the best Red Sox player since Ted Williams basically comes down to longevity. And, like, maybe Pedro Martinez at his peak was more individually dominant than Mookie Betts. That's true, but also Pedro was a starting pitcher who only affected one game every 5 days, and Mookie Betts was a position player who played every day, and those are pretty much inherently more valuable, but it's close. It's very close. My point is, Pedro Martinez was a dude who was drafted and developed by the Dodgers, and they traded him to the Expos, and then the Red Sox traded for him, right? David Ortiz was a guy that the Red Sox traded for, and then helped develop, and he became a tremendous hitter who couldn't fucking field worth shit, and Mookie Betts was at times as good, if maybe not quite as good all the time, of a hitter. Dustin Pedroia, fantastic baseball player. Probably, one of the closer dudes to Mookie Betts, but not really as good as Mookie Betts. Let's be honest with ourselves. So, my point. So the Red Sox drafted and developed Marcus Lynn Betts, and it turns out that he was the best player the Red Sox have drafted and developed since Ted Williams. And, as happens because baseball players are unionized now, this is a thing that wasn't a thing when Ted Williams was playing, which it turns out is the reason well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe the Yawkey ownership would have signed Ted Williams in a way that the Henry ownership didn't sign Mookie Betts. Can you tell that I'm very bitter about this indefensible decision the Red Sox made? Anyway. We're going to hook this orange house up to this business here and see if maybe there's a chance that I can reclaim all of this ridiculously long road, because it's a really ridiculously long road when you think about it. I would say if this business goes circular, we're going to want these two houses back, but I just remembered that it's small town charm, so we're definitely not going to have to worry about that business going circular, which is good. It means that we're in a nice, fine, sustainable position for a while. So the Red Sox have Mookie Betts, who's the best player they've developed since literally Ted Williams, and I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. And as happens, he's due to become a free agent in a season or two. And because he's an exceptionally good baseball player, he wants to be paid like an exceptionally good baseball player. Exceptionally good baseball players, such as Mookie Betts, make a lot of fucking money. Like, listen, if you want to get into organizational structures of society, it is a true fact that baseball players make way too much fucking money. It is also a true fact that baseball players only make way too much fucking money because baseball as an enterprise makes way too much fucking money, and baseball owners relative to baseball players make way too much fucking money. So, while it is true that baseball players make way too much fucking money, it is also true that relative to baseball owners, baseball players do not make enough fucking money. So, this is a tangent within a tangent. I'm so good at those. I love me some TWTs, tangents within tangents. All right, show. We got an interesting problem here, and by interesting I mean this is kind of fucked. So this orange business exists, right? We can kind of sort of do something about that if that's if and only if, we run this yellow up and over and around like so. We run that yellow up and over and around like so. That creates this lovely little corridor right here through which we can sneak these oranges. And now this yellow square here is supported by this business by this house down here, but also by this house way the hell over here, which is kinda, sorta, almost enough for stuff to be good and happening, I guess. So Mookie Betts wants to be paid like the exceedingly good baseball player that he is, and John Henry, quadrillionaire fuckstick who owns the Boston Red Sox and the Pittsburgh Penguins and Liverpool Football Club and like a NASCAR team and a bunch of other shit that I can't think of. That guy, that organization, says to themselves, "Selves, we have a fair approximation of all the money in the goddamned world. And we have this guy, Mookie Betts, who's already won a World Series and an MVP and is literally the best baseball player our baseball team has developed since literally Ted Williams. And he wants to be paid like the exceedingly good baseball player that he is. What if we didn't do that? What if, instead of doing that, we trade Mookie Betts along with David Price, who's like a good pitcher who's not quite as good as we thought he would be, but, you know, a good pitcher. What if we traded Mookie Betts and David Price for, say, a pile of nothing and a sex criminal? Just as a thought. What if we trade Mookie Betts and David Price for a pile of nothing and a sex criminal? No, let me rephrase. A pile of nothing that includes a sex criminal, because that makes it seem like the sex criminal was better than nothing, which, let's ask the 2024 New York Yankees how they feel about that. So anyway, so they trade a perfectly useful, albeit slightly overpaid, starting pitcher, and literally the best baseball player their organization has developed since literally Ted Williams, for a pile of nothing that includes a sex criminal. Would you believe it? This doesn't go over well. And some people, such as your friend the _Goog, remember this is a story about the New York Mets. Some people, such as your friend the _Goog, decide, actually, fuck this team. Like, this is the same team what fired my favorite announcer, who's also a local guy who grew up rooting for your team. They fired this guy even though he's like the best announcer for a guy who's fine, because he's friends with the guy making the decision about who gets to announce the games. So, okay. That's a decision you can make. You know what else is a decision you can make? I'm just going to take these, like, two right here, and we're going to do that. And that's going to be fine. So, let's reconnect this to this, bop that over that away. That's going to go like so. My phone just vibrated. Is that a thing from work? That is not a thing from work. That is Instagram sending me a push notification claiming that people I follow on Instagram want me to follow them on Threads. You know, I have trouble believing that fellow Twitch streamer Nude Indigo and a girl from my old job who I haven't talked to in like 4 years and minor internet celebrity Felicia Day care one way or the other if I follow them on Threads. I don't know. Listen, here's the deal. Felicia Day, this is a message directly to Felicia Day. If you actually want me to follow you on Threads, get in the comments and I will make a fucking Threads account. Until then, Actually, I probably have a fucking Threads account because it's all Meta. It's all Facebook. And I have a Facebook account, so it would be easier than that. My point is, well, first off, we need a way to get dark blues over to this dark blue. And I think we can do that this way. We're going to redraw this little connection down here to support this business. And then we're going to take these two dark blues as such, motorway number 4 them over here like that. Okay. So my favorite team in the whole wide world decided that they were just done trying to win as hard as they necessarily wanted to. So they traded literally the best baseball player they've developed since literally Ted Williams and a pretty good pitcher for a pile of nothing that included a sex criminal. And I was kind of like, I think I'm done with the Red Sox for a while. And as it happens, a friend of mine has been doing a New York Mets podcast for like a decade now, because he's from New Jersey and people from that part of the world tend to root for the New York Mets. Or like the New York Yankees, that's also a thing you could do, but he's a good person, so he instead roots for the New York Mets. I would say I kid, because at least the Yankees like to spend money, but, they haven't backed a dump truck of it up to Juan Soto's house yet, so we'll see how that plays out. We're going to take a bridge here, and then, we're going to have ourselves a conversation about this, because we've got like one house here, and this like one house here is not enough to actually support and sustain fucking anything, really. So it's an open question as to how manageable and feasible and livable this is all gonna be. Let's do this. I'm gonna kill this bridge and this road right here. We're instead gonna draw some things. You are gonna come down here, support that. That's gonna have to be okay. And you, oh, right. Well, okay, interesting. So you come here. We're going to stick around about right in here, right? We're going to have our dark blues form a northern spur that goes down to this business, and then the oranges are going to come in here from the west. The northwest spur is going to go off to this business. The northeast spur, and by which I mean the eastern spur, is then going to go up here, into this business. So these 1, 2, 3 orange houses are going to support these 1, 2 orange businesses, which is bad, but just wait, it gets worse. So, this comes through here. I'm going to have to wait for this car to get all the way back this way just for, this business here is going to get mad. Oh, that business there is going to get mad. Okay, so we've got that bridge back. Now, we can draw this road going down this way. And these 2 houses can flood this business with cars. And I'm reasonably confident that these 2 houses can keep this business from fucking dying. I'm slightly less confident that this one house can keep this one business from fucking dying. But, it remains to be seen. It looks like this might be at a point of basic equilibrium. Not quite. It looks like this is ever so slightly not okay, which is kind of a problem. We need it to actually be okay, and it is not, in fact, okay. All right. Another gray business over here. That's also a problem, actually. Shit sticks. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move motorway number 4 over to here. So that's going to save this business and overfuck this one. We'll deal with that in a minute. Next, we're going to move motorway number 3 over here and also right here. These 2 light blues are going to swing down like so and support this business from the west entrance. Meanwhile, this business and this business will both be supported by the cars coming from motorway number 3, which will include this gray house in just a second here. Okay. This is all basically fine-ish. I don't have really an answer and solution to this business. The closest thing I do to is,
4 more years. 4 more years.
4 more years, demands Hulkamat. Holy shit. 4 years in the... Wait, hold on. That doesn't... How is... I'm confused. I thought I started this in 2021. Did I actually start doing this in 2020? I thought... Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, I mean, there was a plague on. Oh, God. Hulkamat, 4 years in the Goog troop. Unbelievable. Thank you, Hulkamat, for 4 fucking years of being able to drop all of these lovely Tier 1 emotes. So I've been telling the story of how I became a Mets fan, and it of course started with the Red Sox trading literally the best player they've developed as an organization since literally Ted Williams, and a pretty good starting pitcher who still had a little bit left in the tank, for a pile of nothing that included a sex pest. But anyway, a friend of mine does a Mets podcast, and I've been listening to it for a while because he's a good, talented individual, and it's a good podcast. And, well, it just so happens that I, being a person who likes baseball and was in need of a team, just started kind of actually following the Mets through this podcast. And here we are several years later. The Mets are good. Not like amazing or anything, but they're good in the sense that they needed to win one of 2 baseball games yesterday in order to make the playoffs. And, well, I mean, I guess I'm a Mets fan now, so I guess I might be biased. I think game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday is like one of the best regular season baseball games ever in terms of entertainment and value, and it was a wonderful game. It was a tremendous experience, and also, I am sure, for people who have been Mets fans for more than, say, a year and a half, fucking terrifying, nauseating, soul-wrenching, all that good stuff. Oh, God. Now, we still have a problem, and the problem is this business over here. How are we going to do anything about that business over there? I think I have the answer. Oh, wait, no, I don't have the answer. I thought the answer was a bridge. I don't have a bridge. Do I have any bridges I can steal? Not really. I'm using all my bridges. I'm using all my motorways. Fook. Snit Garfin a Fook. Okay. Let's keep going for another day or so, because, oh, buddies. Okay, all right. So this dark blue business down here needs, oh, God. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. So you are going to come up this way. We're going to reroute motorway number 2. We're just going to steal motorway number 2. It's actually going to be fine. We're going to run motorway number 2 up this way, right? And it's going to have a big long road that goes to it. And it's going to have all of these yellows involved. Look at this yellow getting involved. So we've taken away the motorway that services this business, but we've hooked up a motorway that serves both this business and this business right here, which might or might not actually be fine. Actually, no. Even with the addition of the extra blue house, this is just going to die and fail, and we're going to lose. So it died and failed, and we lost. Hulkamat said it was endless run material, and, well, it wasn't. It was not, in fact, that. So, that's bad. That's bottom 50%. That's 2 days in a row I've been absolutely shitbaggery at this. Bottom 35 yesterday, bottom 50 today. Drop those samurai slams in the chat, I guess. Oops. Oh, God. Oh, well. I don't have a follow-up. I just have an oh, well. Let's bring in our very good friend, the Wordle. Here we go, the Wordle. Waboosh. Sadly, none of the words in literally, well, I guess since, as in the Red Sox traded literally the best player their organization has drafted and developed since actual Ted Williams. And I'm not exaggerating. For a pile of nothing that included a sex criminal. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway. So there's an E in the word, which is great. It could be ether. It can't be there, but it could be ether. It's not, but it could have been. And hey, I found where the E goes. That's very slight consolation. Okay. It. Yep, Sunny's awake. She's got it. It can't be. Yeah, there's no I, so anything that's like fried or cried or tried or, yeah, it's none of those things. Also, there's no R, so that's another good reason. What about, it's probably not just going to be the past tense version of a four-letter verb that ends in E, so it's not going to be like paved. I don't think it's going to be something like that. Let's make sure that it's not that, though. It is, in fact, not that. So, there's no A, which is annoying. We did discover that there's a D somewhere. Which, okay. Can't be olden, because we know there's no N. Can't be older, because we know there's no R. Can't be codex, because we know there's no C. So, could it be modem? M-O-D-E? It could be modem. Good pull, Goog! Well done. I'm reasonably proud of that one. Good job. Let us say goodbye to the don't give away the answer if you know it because I would like to solve it myself text. And now go to connections where I would like to solve it myself, but listen, if you know it, I'm not too proud to accept help with these. So, actually here. We need, hold on, lather, rinse, and is there a repeat in here? There isn't a repeat in here. Gasp. But, let's see here. So, lather and sweat kind of mean the same thing. Like, you work up a lather when you're working out. That's another way of saying you're sweating. But I don't see two more of those. Condition is also a thing you can do with your hair. Maybe I was wrong to dismiss lather and rinse so quickly. Let's back away from that for a while. So, well, if you're in a tizzy, actually, come to think of it, tizzy, lather, sweat, and stew? These are all kind of words that mean like fury, like you're getting yourself all worked up in a tizzy. Don't sweat it. You're getting all in a lather. The thing that's not quite right here is stew, because like lather, sweat, and tizzy, to me at least, convey like, fast, like currently happening tirades, whereas stewing is just like imagine if someone had just sat silently in their room angry for like 4 years at the fact that their favorite baseball team had traded literally the best player their organization had developed since literally Ted Williams for a pile of nothing that included a sex criminal. That sort of thing. Anyway, lather, sweat, tizzy, and stew are all flustered states. Sunflare Space has identified rapid, current, wave, and cascade. These are all things that water does. It's a true fact. I see rapid and quick, but I don't see any other immediate... Like, there's nothing else that says swiftness, so this seems reasonable. There you go, fast-moving water. Okay. So, now, shape, form, condition, and I guess health. These are all, like, how are you doing? General states of being. What is the status of that person? Their fitness? There you go. Which means, normal, rinse, quick, and sanitize. Are these washing machine settings? Is that what we're going for here? Dishwasher cycles. Okay. All right. Listen, we got there. That's what matters. Good job on connections. Now let us strand. Okay. So today's theme for strands is channel surfing, which means, oh, wait, I think I know it already. See right here, we've got history. So that's a channel. These are all going to be TV channels, which means that our spangram is something like television, remote control, that sort of thing. So it could just be, well, it's not just going to be channels because channels is in the title here. Sonny will always read the word sanitize as satanize, which, I mean, you could have made a quick buck with some right-wing grifters if you slap a sticker that says, oh, hand sanitizer, more like satanizer, and just imply that God wishes for people to spread deadly disease to one another, which, I mean, anyway. So I see pork and fork, which are just fun words. So, what do we think for... Can I suss out the spangram without having it given to... No, I can't. All right, fine. We're just going to grab history. That's a channel. Hallmark over here is also a channel. Wait. Have a book. I have butchered this. Hold on. There we go. Hallmark channel. And over here we have No, wait, that's not Lifetime. I thought that would be Lifetime. Over here is Lifetime. Haha. Lifetime. Are we going to get a Nickelodeon in here? Possibly. Possibly not. Oh, the spangram is just network. Okay, well, fine. That also works. Up here in the top left, we have Discovery. And then this all works out to one thing. It is... That's a good question. What is this? Is that Paramount? Oh, it is Paramount. Cool. Good job. Those are TV channels. Remember television? Used to be a thing. You would just put a box on your TV and, just plug it in and flip through channels and watch things. It's weird. I know. Now, we have streaming devices, which are slowly recreating the cable TV experience, except more expensive and worse, which is impressive given how bad and expensive cable TV got. But anyway, for today's Immaculate Grid, we need Guardians, Pirates, Twins, Phillies, dudes what made the Hall of Fame, and dudes what were first round draft picks. Oh, good God. Oh, Samurai Sam was kind enough to tell me one time about some dudes with first round draft pick pedigree that I should try to remember, and I abso-fucking-tively did not do that. So, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be completely and totally fine. For instance, a dude who played for the Pittsburgh Pirates and is in the Hall of Fame is name a historically great Pittsburgh Pirate. We'll go with Bob Clement. Next, a Pittsburgh Pirate who was a first-round draft pick is, I don't know, Jason Bay was good. Was Jason Bay a first-round draft pick? It seems reasonable to suspect that he was. Was he a first-round draft pick of the Pittsburgh? Does it have to be of that team? When paired with a team, player may have either been drafted in the first round by that team or played at least one game with that team in their career. Okay. So, for instance, I have this thought in the back of my head that Rocco Baldelli played like a game for the Guardians. I don't think that actually happened, but if Rocco Baldelli had done that and was a first-round pick, he would fit in this square, even though he was not a first-round pick by the Guardians. He would have been a first-round pick by the Rays. And also, I'm not even certain he was a first-round pick, because who the fuck cares about the MLB draft? Listen. There are very good reasons that the Major League Baseball player draft is not as big a deal as, say, the NFL draft or the NBA draft. The reason the NFL draft and the NBA draft are such big deals is that, in addition to being more popular sports than baseball right now, a draft pick in NFL or in the NBA can, in fact, radically alter the trajectory of your franchise. Immediately, right? Like, it just changes the way you're going in ways that a first-round MLB pick simply won't do. Okay, it's fine. All right, so a Pittsburgh Pirate who was a first-round draft pick is, I don't fucking know, Jason Bay. Nope. This is it. This is the square. This is what we're doing now. A Pittsburgh Pirate who was a first-round draft pick is, hey, come to think of it, Craig Hansen played for the Pirates. Okay. Craig Hansen. First-round draft pick of the Boston Red Sox. You know what Craig Hansen was? A good example of my point. Craig Hansen was the rare example of a first-round draft pick who made the major leagues in the season in which he was drafted. It turned out that he was bad. He was okay for a little while, but then he was bad. A Cleveland Guardian who was a first-round draft pick is, I don't fucking know. I don't have to do these anymore. I'm going to have to get back to this if I nail all 5 of these, which we might at some point. A Cleveland Guardian who's in the Hall of Fame is Bob Feller. Not Jack Feller, Bob Feller. Different Feller, Bob Feller. A Minnesota Twin who is in the Hall of Fame is Kirby I'm a Shithead Puckett. Good for you, Kirby Shithead Puckett. A Pittsburgh Pirate who was also a Philadelphia Philly is Francisco Liriano. Pitched for the Phillies toward the end of his career, didn't he? He sure as fuck didn't. Well, damn it. A Pittsburgh Pirate who played for the Philadelphia Phillies is... I don't know. A.J. Burnett was not a Philadelphia Philly, in fact. So, that's a shame. A Philadelphia Philly who also played for the Cleveland Guardians is, did they have Cliff Lee at all before they traded him? They sure did. A Cleveland Guardian who was a first-round pick is, I don't fucking know, Justin Masterson. Is that right? No. Of course it's not right. Also, a Pittsburgh Pirate who was a Philadelphia Philly, as Samurai Sam has requested I remember, is Andrew McCutcheon. Good for you, Andrew McCutcheon. This is why we don't post the Immaculate Grid in the Discord server very often. It's because I'm bad and dumb at the Immaculate Grid. So... Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. But if you are desperately in need of more Goog, fear not. We will be back later tonight for Baldur's Gate 3. That'll be starting sometime around 5 o'clock Eastern here on Twitch. For those of you on YouTube, there is Baldur's Gate 3. More of that coming later today. I'm editing more episodes as we speak. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be on the channel in every form for the rest of the year and into 2025. I think I have enough BG3 in the can to get through the rest of 2024. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, staple of the channel. Excellent video game. Y'all know the deal. Folks, thank you all so very, very much for watching. I will see you when I see you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Oh. Look at this precious fur baby. Oh, what? What's wrong? Oh, your legs and foots are so sticky outy. Hi. What's your deal? You have a deal? What's going on? Don't claw in my neck, Nora. Nora, that's my neck you're clawing at. That's my neck at which you're clawing. Hi. Oh, tiny kitty. Oh, it's an itty bitty pretty kitty cat. Yes. Oh, hi, hello. Up? Up? Oh, you're so... Oh. Oh, that's your foot in my mouth. Nora, you're sticking your foot in my mouth. Hello.